Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys our ICP Week 6 battle, I believe it is, against Dr. Slacking and his Forest Green Snowverse. He's a really cool guy. I really like Dr. Slacking. I love his content as well. He's probably up there in my favorite draft content creators to watch. He makes really great analytical content, and he's pretty funny while doing it. So if you haven't checked his stuff out already, I really do suggest you do. You will not be disappointed for sure. But that being said, I also enjoy watching his content because he's a very good player, and very good players aren't fun to play against sometimes because they might beat you. And we really need to bounce back. We've dropped 2 in a row to Jorge and then to JB last week. I think we have a much better matchup and a much clear, precise way of winning this week. Honestly, I think our matchup's very solid, so I think we can do it. We just obviously have to be careful, make sure we execute our game plan correctly, and all that good stuff. Now, before we jump into the video, I do just want to implore you guys, if you haven't dropped a sub and you watch the draft content consistently and enjoy it, please consider doing so. I'd really appreciate it. We're on our way to 600 subs, so it'd be really cool of you to help us push along to that goal, and drop a like if you haven't done so already, and if you of course enjoyed the video. Don't like it if you don't like it. But that being said, let's jump into the team builder. Just gonna do a quick team builder so you see what we're bringing, why we're bringing it, so you have that background knowledge going into the match. There is a timestamp on the screen. It's been on the screen right now, and one in the description below on when the battle starts if you want to just go ahead and jump to that. But let's go ahead and jump into matchup. Our team, if you did forget, is at the top of the screen, and it consists of Zeraora, Celesteela, Nidoqueen, Starmie, Blaziken, Clefairy, Licky, Frostlass, Guzzlord, Stonejourner, and Tapu Bulu. While at the bottom of the screen, you see Dr. Slacking's team, and it consists of Necrozma, Hydreigon, Gengar, Mamoswine, Rotom, Wash, Heracross, Moltres, Whimsicott, and Hippopotas. Very top heavy team, incredibly scary offensively. I think that offensive core between Hydra, Gengar, and Heracross is so unbelievably difficult for our team to deal with over the course of a game, and in particular our team. One I'm scared of the most is Heracross. I think a Flame Orb, an SD Heracross, honestly just rips me a new one, and I'm absolutely terrified of it, especially because I'm not bringing Starmie to revenge it. So that can be really bad depending on if he decides to bring that. Gengar, another Pokemon I don't have great long-term answers to. I have Licky, which isn't great throughout the course of the game, and then a Nasty Plot Hydra is also very scary because, spoilers, I'm going Fizz-Def Clefairy for that Heracross, where I still do check the Hydreigon, but not as well, especially if it gets a Nasty Plot up and it's Life Orb. And those 3 offensive juggernauts really break open my team well for Necrozma to come in and win later. So that's going to kind of be the main issue I'm coming across. Mamoswine is also a pretty big issue, in all honesty. It has a mess speed tier versus me, but other than that, if it gets in correctly and it clicks the right button, Banded or Life Orb can really claim a KO every time, so we have to be careful about that. And yeah, other than that, I think I deal with everything pretty well. I'm not too worried. So let's go ahead and jump into our first member, which is going to be Big Guzzlord, making its debut, rocking out with the Assault Vest Beast Boost as its ability. Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, Sludge Bomb, and Flamethrower. EVs wise, we got 172 defense, 108 special attack, and then 228 spit def with a modest nature. The reason we don't have any HP investment is just because Guzzlord's HP stat is so unbelievably fat. It's usually more EV efficient to invest in its defenses opposed to, going max HP or anything like that. Now, as for the EVs and what they do, we 2-hit KO a max HP Necrozma after rocks with Dark Pulse, which is crazy that we have to invest so heavily for that. We live a +2 Adamant X Scissor from Necrozma after rocks. And then we do the rest in our spit def. Guzzlord is honestly really good in this game. He does not switch into our stabs plus Sludge Bomb and Flamethrower, at all. Flamethrower isn't even super needed. It's just a harder move to hit Heracross if I can catch it on the switch in. Other than that, just our stabs plus Sludge Bomb absolutely rip through his team. There are also some other dumb calcs that we have is if it's not offensive Whimsicott, we can live 2 Moonblasts pretty easily with our AV. We can live a Gengar hit guaranteed. We can actually live a Specs Hydreigon Draco Meteor after rocks. If it's Dragon Pulse non-boosting item, we're not 2-hit KO'd after rocks. So this thing, it's really hard for him to OHKO, and it's really hard for him to switch into it. So I think positioned correctly, Guzzlord's really solid. Now, we can't use it super crazy until we determine what that Necrozma set is, because this is my main way of kind of calming down and stopping that Necrozma. Like I said, we live a +2 Adamant X Scissor after rocks. So provided we stay pretty healthy, we, be careful around that thing, we should be able to at least soft check and then get in something afterwards that can hopefully sufficiently deal with the Necro. Next up, we have our Zeraora rocking out with the Expert Belt. Volt Absorb is its ability. Plasma Fist, Close Combat, Knockoff, excuse me, and Blaze Kick. EVs wise, we got 92 HP, 172 attack, 4 defense, 4 spread F, and 236 speed with a Jolly nature. EVs wise, I know you see 236 Jolly Zeraora when his fastest Pokemon is Whimsicott. I understand that, but I'm really scared of a Dragon Dance Necrozma. I'm very scared of it, and this is one of the few ways I can kind of control the speed against it. And the way we do that is obviously if I go 236 Jolly, I outspeed a +1 Necrozma if he's creeping a max speed Nidoqueen. Like if he's just accounting for Scarf Nidoqueen or something like that. I just can't outspeed max Timid at +1, or max Jolly, I guess, if it's Dragon Dance at +1. So that is unfortunate, but if he is speed creeping the next closest thing, that would be Nidoqueen, and we will outpace that. It also lets us catch aggressive Scarfers and things like that, which is really solid. And honestly, this Pokemon offensively, it doesn't really need to be adamant in this game. It rips through his team. Just the combination of all of our coverage rips through his team. That's why we're expert, but we have plenty of coverage. Knock off into close combat, nukes things like Mamoswine, even if it's Chople, which it may be if it comes, because he doesn't have good switch-ins to this. Blaze Kick is for that Whimsicott, which would walls otherwise. And honestly, we just kind of click Plasma Fist versus everything else. We close combat that Hydreigon, we should kill it after rocks, even if it's super fat. And everything else, we just Plasma Fist. We just have to be careful not getting burned by the Rotom is the main thing. But other than that, we should be fine in all honesty. Next up, we have Choice Scarf, Blaziken, rocking out with the Choice Scarf. Oops. Blaze is its ability, Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Stone Edge, and U-Turn. We got Max Attack, Max Speed, Force Spread F, and a Jolly Nature. We are max because Scarf Mamoswine, I'd like to tie it if it is Scarf. I don't think it'll be Scarf, but I think it would be dumb of me not to prep for it because I'm bringing an offensive Celesteela, and Scarf Mamoswine is pretty scary versus me in that sense. So we have to be careful about that. But yeah, this Pokemon's a great revenge killer to things like +1 Necrozma. We do outspeed +1 Necrozma, and that's another reason why going max speed is smart, because Necro is base 79, we're base 80. So we just barely outspeed it, which is, again, very clutch. If it gets chipped down into range of a Flare Blitz or U-Turn, most likely, you know, Flare Blitz, that's really solid. Great revenge killer. We can outpace a non-Scarfed Hydra. We can outpace a non-Scarfed Gengar. Really his entire team, unless it's Scarfed. And there's only a few Scarfers that can outpace us, and I don't think they're great Scarfers versus us. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think Hydra is too great of a Scarfer versus us. I don't think Mamoswine is just on matchup against the team I built a little bit. Gengar could be Scarf Trick, that wouldn't be awful, and then Heracross could be Scarf as well. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world as well. So that's all we really have to worry about Scarfers wise, though. We should be able to outpace pretty much everything else, and we can obviously gain information throughout the match to determine what is Scarf and what isn't. Next up, we have Clefairy, as promised, rocking out with the EVLI Magic Guard is its ability, Moonblast, Softwell, Stealth Rock, and Encore. We got max HP, 172 defense, and 84 spread F with a bold nature. EVs wise, we are EV to live a +2 Hydreigon Flash Cannon. If it is not a boosting item, if it is Life Orb, it's looking tough. But if it's Life Orb, it's going to chip itself down in ranges there, and we have ways of offensively revenging it. And then we have the rest in our defense, so we can check things like Heracross a little bit better. Facades will hurt, though. Facades will hurt, and I'm fully expecting to get knocked off by the Heracross as well. So if we get knocked off by the Heracross, we are in a tough spot trying to check that thing offensively, because we do not take 2 Facades if we lose our EVLite. So that's going to be very important to hopefully potentially try and keep. Encore is just to not be fodder for things like maybe like a Sub-Nasplat Gengar, which would, you know, kind of take advantage of us, or a Calm Mind Necro, or Swords Dance or Dragon Dance Necro, anything like that. We can Encore and then deal with them sufficiently afterwards. Nasty Plot Rotom, Swords Dance Heracross. There's a lot of annoying setup threats that can potentially set up all over something like Clefairy, being that it's not the strongest Mon in the world. So I wanted to have Encore, and then Rocks, because this is our best rocker in this matchup, in my personal opinion. We're not bringing Stonejourner, and I don't believe we're bringing Nidoqueen either. So good old Clef is getting up the Rockies. Next up, we have Licky, rocking out with the Chople Berry. Oblivious is its ability, or no, yeah, Oblivious? I don't remember. The one that lets me not get taunted. Why am I forgetting its name? I use Licky in every team I draft, and I forgot the name of its ability. I'm pretty sure it's Oblivious. God, you're dumb. We're rocking out with Knockoff, Heal, Bella Wish, and Protect. We got max HP, max Def, and 4 attack. We're max, because Gengar is scary, and Gengar is scary. That's about it. I wanted to take hits as well as humanly possible. I should be always able to take Focus Blast into Focus Blast with our Chople Berry. Now, I am fully expecting to get tricked, but at least I'm not giving it an item that it benefits from, like Boots, like Leftovers, anything like that, which are other options that I was thinking of potentially going for. So Chople Berry also helps me in giving Gengar a useless item if it wants to trick me. We are walled by things like Hydreigon, but we can't pivot into it. So if it's like a Scarf Hydra, or if it's not set up in general, as long as it, I guess, okay, let's say it this way. If it's not set up and it's not Roost, I can actually beat the Hydra 1v1, or at least PP stall it a little bit and pass a wish out into other members and things like that. I can at least use it as a pivot, which is nice. I can knock off its Scarf for Zeraora to come in and revenge afterwards as well. So we soft checked Hydra to an extent, not really. Realistically, this is only here for Gengar though. That's it. I don't really beat anything else in this team, so if I can eliminate Gengar, or if I feel confident in my ability to get rid of Gengar, or that I've chipped it down, I will for sure be sacking this first as like least useful member. It's just not great other than the Gengar. It's just I kind of got smashed by it otherwise, so I felt like I needed it personally. And it also gives me heal bell, so that if I do end up getting burned on Zera or something like that, I can heal bell it off later. Next up, we have the Wincon in Celesteela, rocking out the Lumberry, Beast Boost its ability, Heavy Slam, Seed Bomb, Stone Edge, and Autotomize. We got 84 HP, 164 attack, 4 defense, 28 speed def, and 228 speed with an Adamant nature. EVs wise, we're creeping Scarf, Rotom, creeping Blaziken at +2 when we get our Autotomize up. We'll outspeed a Rotom with that kind of speed investment. We live a Life Orb, Hydreigon, Fire Blast, and then we have the rest in our attack. Now, Lumberry, very interesting, I know, but let me kind of explain a little bit. I did want to go weakness policy originally, because I think that something like Rotom, something like Moltres, something like Hydreigon, Necrozma, they can all proc a weakness policy pretty easily, and I think Dr. Slacken's a smart player, and I think his way of shutting down an offensive Celesteela when he sees it won't be to hit it with a super effective move that won't kill it and proc its weakness policy. I think it's going to be statusing, whether that be Thunder Wave or Will-O-Wisp. And I don't want to be Thunder Waved or Will-O-Wisp on this thing. It makes it essentially useless, and I didn't think Special was very good, so I went with his physical set instead. And it also covers like Stun Spore, Whimsicott. It also covers Yawn, Hippopotas. So I feel like Lumberry is very solid in that sense. If I can just Chiseling down and then just force a KO instead of like, you know, artificially getting boosted by what do you call it, my weakness policy, it can still win. And this thing isn't going to win off rip anyways. I do need to get a lot of chip on things, so I feel more comfortable going with this Lumberry set. Who knows, maybe in a rematch we'll visit the weakness policy set again, or maybe we'll go with the same exact set, because I think it does do really, really well. Heavy Slam kind of just murders this team. The move Heavy Slam hits everything that is not named Rotom and Moltres, and we have coverage for those. If we chip down the Rotom, which I do expect us to be able to do, because it's kind of forced to check the Blaziken, yeah, it's kind of forced to check the Blaziken unless Moltres comes, and if I catch that Moltres 1 Stone Edge, it gets a little scary, so I think I can force chip on that Rotom. If I get that chip, I can win with Seed Bomb. If I get up to +1, it does a ridiculous amount, so that's obviously very solid. And Stone Edge is for that Moltres as well, which absolutely nukes it. And then Heavy Slam literally hits everything else. Hippopotas can be a little bit of an issue because it can whirl me around, it can yawn me, things like that. But if I can get a knockoff off on it, it's really not too big of an issue. And I feel like I can force that very easily, because if it comes, it is a Zeraora check, and it is coming in when I click knockoff. And that's very annoying for him. So I think that's very, very important. And yeah, that's going to be Celesteela. That's going to be the team. I'll be right back with the matchup. Alrighty guys, here we are with the battle. We are connected with Dr. Slacking. Let's see what he ended up bringing. I usually say like Mr. Blank, but he's already Dr. Slacking, so I feel like I can't call him Mr. Dr. Slacking. He brought Baby Hippo. Why did he bring Hippo? Why did he bring Hippo? What does Hippo do? Oh, there's no Whimsicott. Fire. We'll go Gengar. Then we have a Necrozma. Then we have a Rotom. Push. And then we have a Hydreigon. And then we have a Heracross. So, honestly, I feel like my best lead is actually going to be Clefairy, because I think if I lead Guzzingtons and he leads anything that isn't Hydra or Heracross, he's in an awful spot. So I think he's going to lead one of those two. I don't think he leads Gengar. He could. I don't think he does, but he could. But I'm going to lead Clef, and I'm going to get at my rocks, because it doesn't look like he has removal outside of the Rotom, and if he's removal Rotom, sick. One less move slot, which means that he can't be... It means he's missing one of Volt, Hydro, Thunderbolt, or Wisp, which is good information to have. So, yeah, I'm definitely a little bit nervous here. Oh, there's no Mamo too. Dude, I sapped to Mamo. That is amazing. I actually brought nothing for Mamo, so the fact that he didn't, you know, bring a team that helped him with that, amazing. We do have Hippopotas, which is going to probably be the main Zera check, but I can knock that thing pretty freely, I think. I feel like I can.
to be completely honest. We see no Whimsicott either. I wish I went Grass Knot over Close Combat now, but I feel like I needed Close Combat for the Hydreigon. But I think we can deal with the Baby Hippo. Yeah, so I figured, because I don't think he did well versus Guzzlord at all. So, I am just going to get up my Stealth Rockarooskies. It's literally just here for this thing too, which is nice. Let's go ahead and get up our rocks. And I'm assuming he's going to switch out here. I'm assuming. I'm making statements. Assuming? So we'll see. If he goes into Necro, I can go hard Guzzlord and just throw off a big hit. And be in a pretty good position from there. Newton comes out. Is that Necro? It is Necro. Oh, it's my Necro! That's awesome. I miss my Necro Sprite. My Necro Sprite's so cool. We get up our rocks though. So rocks are up. Which is good. And then from here, I'm just gonna go hard into Guzzingtons. I don't really have a reason not to, you know? And I feel like I can pretty freely go off with Dark Pulse, right? The only way I won't throw off a Dark Pulse is if he Dragon Dances. So he's gonna double out into Heracross. Good play. Good play. Very early double, but good play. So very much so taking advantage of my my very telegraph switch there, but not the biggest deal in the world. I almost Encored, but I don't want to take damage on this thing just so I can switch in on this thing, you know? So, it's going to be Leftovers Heracross. Okay. So that's good information to know, at the very least. I have my rocks up. I'm going to put Leftovers on this Heracross. That's super interesting. Okay. And then from here, I think I'm kind of forced into my my big Wooperly buff. I wish I didn't have to, because this is for sure knocking off here, and I don't think I can make that play right now. Which is not good. But knockoff's very free here, so we should click it. Spikes. Okay, that's fine. He's just gonna stack me right now, which isn't good. I wish I went Boot Zera, because I don't know. Everybody keeps bringing stack versus me. I feel like I have good removal. I want to Moonblast here. He actually doesn't have great fairy resist. It's just the Gengar. And he could get aggressive and try and get up another spike on me, because I obviously don't kill him. I'm still at Clefairy. So, let's see. He could also knock me off. He's going to just switch probably into Necro again. Alice. The Gengar. So this is a nice chip. I'll take that. At the very least. So it's going to take rocks. We're going to Moonblast it. Do we get a drop? Yes, we do. That's awesome. I'll take a drop. He's Black Sludge. Okay. We see Sludge. He gets the drop, which makes me want to go Licky, because now Focus Blasts are going to absolutely bounce off of me. I know his spike is up. He didn't double, which is nice. He can Toxic here, but realistically, that's not the end of the world. Sub? Okay. I'm Heal Bell, so like even if he sub whisks me down, I think I'll be okay. I just need to ensure this thing does not have a sub, basically. Licky's really not that useful this game, other than checking this thing. That's literally all it's here for, is checking this. So, let's see what we can do. Nasty Plot? Trick. Okay. Ring Target? No, it tricked me the Black Sludge. That's cool. It's gonna get a Chople Berry, which doesn't really help it too much. I'm just gonna spam Knockoff then. So, Substitute's gonna break. And now it doesn't have its Black Sludge anymore, so it's Sub Trick. Very interesting. Black Sludge Licky. Next level. Homie CTC. Just need a Black Sludge Bisharp. So this thing has Substitute and Trick. It's a very cool way of breaking down Licky, especially because like I can Heal Bell off the Toxic, so that's pretty cool. Because we are Heal Bell, obviously. So he's gonna withdraw here, probably out into the Heracross. But now I know this Gengar isn't as big of a threat, and I get to knock off this thing's Leftovers, which is again Omega Clutch. So we're gonna knock off. We get rid of its item. Oh, that was I was wondering why they did so much. that was a good chunk of damage. I'll take it though. Unfortunately, that is not Leftovers we're getting back. It's all good. It's all good though. And I just got into my big Wooperly buff once again. My guy. I'm gonna probably have to sack my Licky here soon. Sooner rather than later. Again, he can make these Fairy Telegraph switches right here. Like, he can call me on the Fairy Telegraph switch, but like, I don't think I lose too much going left this early. I think he's better off expecting me to switch and, what do you call it? Throwing up another spike. Because the spikes are very annoying. But everybody keeps bringing all the spike stack versus me, but I think I have good removal. Or I have ways of dealing with it. I brought Defog Blazing last week, which is kind of sus, but I think between like having Boots on Zera, having the spin Stormy, which Stormy spun on this whole team, like very easy. He isn't going to make the double, which is nice. He's probably going to get up a spike though, which is less than high horsepower. Okay, I did nothing, so it is high horsepower spikes. So let's just type that in. Spikes, horsepower. I'm gonna Moonblast because again, it's free chip on literally everything. That Gengar is not recovering anymore. I can just sack off my Licky after this, and I'll take it. My rocks are up, and my rocks are annoying for him. Newton, Necrozma, gonna take rocks. Hey, buddy, I'm recording really quick. What's up? Oh, nice. I'll come out and look after, okay? Alright. So, he doesn't show leftovers, which is a bit annoying. But honestly, I'm chipping on his team to where this Necrozma can totally win. I mean, this Kaguya can totally win. Also, my Blaziken endgame looks pretty nice. So yeah, I think I'm still going to make the Guzzlord play. Guzzlord's pretty free here. He's gonna make the double again. Good lord. He's getting me. I will not lie, he's getting me. He's getting this hard Heracross every time. But I'm chipping him down too. So like, it's not the end of the world. I wish I could pass wishes with my Licky, so that trick is actually kind of biting me more than I wish it really would. Because I'm gonna have to take the spike here. I'm gonna start having to take spikes and spikes and spikes and spikes and spikes and spikes. Which is not gonna be fun. It's not Flame Orb. I think I still go Clefairy. Like, and he doesn't beat Clefairy once Gengar goes down, like at all. And I'm not taking Hazard Chip with this thing. So Spikes is gonna pop. I'm just gonna Moonblast again, right? I'm just gonna Moonblast in case he stays in. I'm fine with doing that. We haven't revealed the Encore yet, so there are 2 spikes up, which is not good. So Necro's getting chipped. Is he gonna be Citrus? He's like Citrus on like all of his Pokemon all the time. This man loves Citrus Berry. He's a big Citrus Berry guy. Yeah, there it is. Holy shit, man. He's very often Citrus on everything, I've noticed. I think I just want to softball this turn. I can catch him trying to set up. You get up his rocks or something. Rocks would be very annoying here, but at least we would get that information. I don't think I can stop that regardless, if you feel me. So, like, see what we can do. If he's Citrus, then maybe he's not recovery on this. Like, he just does not have recovery. Is he going to make the double again? He is. Sick. Berlin. Oh, yeah. Awesome. I'll just Moonblast again. So we'll just soft-boiled here. We'll be in a good spot. I'm just gonna Moonblast, yeah. We just Moonblast here. He's gonna U-turn, which we know he has U-turn now. Likely not set up, but I've seen people run Nasty Plot U-turn before, so who knows? Maybe he is. Now we get off a free Moonblast. I think he's very underprepared for Clefairy, just like in general. He does not deal with it super well, like at all. So we will see. We will see. Bosh. Rotom. Cool. We're gonna hit rocks onto it. I mean, yeah, rocks onto it. Then we're gonna be able to Moonblast. Does not show leftovers, which is good to know. Do I want to let this thing Volt Switch for free? I feel like it's going to Wisp. Or Nasty Plot. And regardless, I think my play is to go into Guz. Unless it's Disarming Voice, but like, even then I'm AV. It's going to bounce. And I'm not super worried about the Necro now. I don't think he's set up. So 2 spikes are going to hit here. So if he Volts here, I'm in a bad spot. Thunderbolt, that's fine. Don't para? Sick. I'll take that. And from here, I just Dark Pulse, right? There's no reason for me to overpredict and go for a Flamethrower or Draco. Wisp, it's fine. There comes the Wisp. And again, this thing being chipped is so good for me. It's so unbelievably good for me. So, we'll just Dark Pulse. Citrus again, dude. He runs mono Citrus. So that's Citrus Berry. It has Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp, and then from here, should I Sludge Bomb? Is Sludge Bomb my play? Because does Draco kill from here? He's looking like he's pretty Spadef, to be honest. Rotom, Watch. I don't even think Draco kills from here because I think he's Spadef, and it's a roll if he's not Spadef. So I'm going to Sludge Bomb here just because it's good neutral coverage. I can Beta Poison. I would like to Beta Poison in general. So he's going to Volt Switch. I wish I just Flamethrowered, but it's fine. With the Heracross coming in, it's going to take this plus a Sludge Bomb. So maybe Flamethrower was my best play. I guess it was just more so that this is a good middle ground in case he did stay in, because it put him in range of Draco afterwards, which is nice. So out comes the Heracross. It's going to have to take rocks. It's at about 45% now. We're going to throw off a Sludge Bomb. We're going to take Burn Chip. And now, do I want to save this? Probably. Right? I don't want to get knocked off with my Clef, though. I feel like Clef is so valuable. I feel like I can just stay in and go for a Flamethrower. Yeah. If he's going to get his 3rd spike, he's going to get up his 3rd spike. Oh, we're going to Flamethrower and catch him on the double. That's amazing. Oh, that's so good. I was just sacking this. See, I don't feel like I needed to stay in. He's playing very overly aggressive. We don't kill him, but we should be able to claim a KO here now. Go ahead and Dark Pulse. And we allow no setup from anything. Like, at all. With the burn on this thing and the 2 spikes, I just didn't see the value in keeping it. The Gengar's chipped. I know it's not Scarf, so I don't have to worry about losing to Scarf Gar as long as I have Zera. So we just have to be careful with our Zera now. And Myceli can win. Myceli is very, very likely to win at this point, too. So he gets nothing out of this. He can live rocks probably, but I just Dark Pulse. And I'm like 1 knockoff away from chipping down that Hippopotas. So it's going to Moonlight. So we know it's Moonlight Citrus Berry. So he did have recovery. I feel like Slacking would be so sick at VGC. I'm going to Dark Pulse. And then what does more? Draco or Dark Pulse? Necrozma. Buzzington's at level 50. Necrozma at level 50. Dark Pulse does less. So if he's at 56-ish, I'm going to just Dark Pulse here. He's going to Moonlight again. I think keeping this thing low is just better, opposed to like going for a KO. Yeah, I spam Dark Pulse, and I can get a crit. Because like, he was probably in range of Draco from there. But it's not a big deal. Did I get the crit there? No, I got a really high roll. Sick. Down it goes! Necro's gone. We have a Beach Boost. So that's also super dope. I think the Heracross is on its last limbs. Don't think it can do anything. Now if the Hydra comes in, I just drop a Draco. It can miss Draco Meteor. If it doesn't click Dragon Pulse, then I'm fine. And yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. We still have a sack on our Licky, which is really good. So, woo! I'll take it. I'll take it. So down goes that Necrozma. Out comes the Gengar. we're Assault Vest, so if you're not Gleam and you miss, we're in a good spot. I feel like we're in a good spot. I'm gonna Dark Pulse. Surprised he didn't go into the Hydra. Maybe he does not have a Dragon move. I'm glad that Guzzler got a kill. Shouts to Aquarius. Focus Blast miss. Oh, fuck, who hits, man? Who hits? He must not have a Dragon move on his what do you call it? There's no way he would have risked that if he did not have a Dragon move on his thing. From here, I just go into Juggalo. I just click knockoff, right? That's it. We just click knockoff, and we either knock off the Hippotas, which is great, or we KO this thing, or we knock off something else and claim a KO. Realistically, his team is very chipped. So, we just click knockoff here. He's gonna withdraw, go into the Hippo. Which is great. I love knocking this thing off. Now it is just not an issue. So, I'll take it. And I'm like one autotomize away from winning the game with Silly. We're knocking off its Eviolite. Thank you. And from here, do I want to go into my Selly? Let's go Celesteela to a Hippopotas. 50. It's 252. 252. It has no Eviolite. I can't really 2-hit KO him, so I don't know if that's the play. I feel like I have to, though. I don't have great ways of breaking through this thing. I could go into my Clefairy, maybe? If this thing isn't Spadef, I can kind of deal with it that way. I can go Clefairy, because Clefairy just does not care about anything this does, and I can Encore it into whatever it clicks. And I'm actually in a good spot, so I'll take it. So it's gonna yawn here, which is unfortunate. And now I think I'm going to make the play into Selly. I'm gonna make the play into Selly, stay awake, and then I can drop a Seed Bomb into a Heavy Slam. He can yawn me if he wants. Gonna get up his rocks. It's fine, so we know it's yawn, rocks, slack off, earthquake, for sure. And I'm pretty sure I just Seed Bomb. Boom. It's gonna yawn. I am Lumberry, so I'm popping my Lum like this, which is unfortunate, but I think it's okay. And then from here, can I not just... I'll just Heavy Slam. Just not going to allow him to set up. So we're gonna Heavy Slam. We're gonna pop this thing. Down goes this, which means our Zeraora can kind of win as well. Sandstorm subsided. We don't have to worry about sand anymore. We're gonna go sleep, but then we're gonna eat our berry. We're gonna wake right up. So I'm actually glad I changed to Lum instead of Weakness Policy. Kicks on fire like blaze again. Now we're at +1. He's forced into Rotom. And he's forced into a Wisp turn, because I absolutely chew anything that wants to go for. And then from here, can I just... No, I feel like I keep this sack. Because I can also knock off a Hydra. I feel like he's forced into a position where he needs to Wisp me. He can Volt Switch, but I don't think that matters. So we're going to switch, because I can still set up later. Pretty freely. He's gonna pump. Interesting. I'm gonna soft boiled here. Gonna volt switch. So he has pump and volt. He doesn't have pain split and volt. So he's what? Heracross sack? Nope. Hardened to the Gengar. I'm interested because I could have Moonblasted there, which would have been awesome. But then I wouldn't be healthy, so I'm not super upset with that. This thing has shown Sub-Trick Focus Blast. And then I think I just sack off my Licky here. I think I just sack off my Licky here. I don't let this thing trick me, like ever. You can trick back his Black Sludge, which would be annoying, but then I just spam knockoff, you know? I know well. So, I think I'm in an okay spot to win this game. Check my phone, make sure I haven't gotten a text message. Oh, Howler's streaming Ratchet & Clank. Nice. It's a good game. So, Big Licky's gonna come out. It's gonna take spikes. It'll probably get to a KO by Sludge Wave. And if it's not Sludge Wave, Clef can honestly beat it, probably. So we're gonna see pop here. And then what? I just click knockoff? We'll get to find out its last move unless it wants to risk the Focus Blast. And if it risks the Focus Blast, it's for sure Shadow Ball, and you can't convince me otherwise. So he's gonna trick. Okay, then he doesn't end up with a sub, which is awesome. A blob of Black Sludge. It's a interesting way to put it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep knocking. If he goes into Hydreigon, then its Scarf is gone, and my Zera can win. So, regardless of what happens here, I think I'm in a pretty good position to win this game. And do I outspeed Scarf Hydra? Miss. Aw, dang. Live, Licky! It's not gonna live. I'm kidding. Don't worry. I know it's not going to live. That'd be funny if it did, though. 46? Chew. So, down it goes. Unfortunate. But it's all good. Now, is it my best position to auto up here? Let me check. If I outspeed Scarf Hydra, I think it is. +2. I don't remember if that's what I EV'd for. So, probably important to check that. 50. I don't think it is. I think it's in my best interest to just go into Blaziken and just click a button. Well, let me check also if my Zeraora at 136 after 2 spikes lives a Hydra hit if it's Scarf. After 2 spikes. If it's Draco, I don't. I'm just gonna go to Zera. I think Zera's my best positioning. I could just knock for free, and I get to essentially pick one. I don't think there's really anything he can do about that. Oh, and after the rocks? Yeah, no way. I forgot about rocks too, dude. No way. I think I'm just going to knock off here. Hopefully claim this Gengar. Once he loses his Gengar too, he loses like all semblance of potentially being able to beat Clefairy, but even then I don't know if he can. His best way of beating Clefairy is tricking it, right? Mushi. The Gengar. I mean this guy. So, I'm just gonna knock. Down it goes. I knock out the Heracross, which is nice. So now we just have Rotom, Gengar, Hydra. Rotom, Gengar, Hydra. Rotom, Gengar, Hydra. Okay. Out comes Berlin. Hog. And I think I just click knockoff? I think I can just click knockoff, right? Or close combat. Close combat's better because I just kill this thing. He goes into Gengar. Oh, I'm faster. Sick. Do I win? Sick. I win. I think I win. Does Zera clean up? I think I win with Zera. Did he not creep? Zero. I'm super fast, so he must have been super aggressive. I'm super fast. I forget what I crept. I crept +1 Necrozma, or Rock Polish Necrozma, I think, or +1 Necrozma. Let me check. A level 50. If it's timid. No, I don't remember what I crept. I crept something. I didn't, like, I'm not max speed to be max speed. I can promise you guys. that is not the case. I'm creeping something, though, that required me to be, very fast. It might have been Scarf Mammoth Swine. +1. It's Jolly, but yeah, Zera's gonna clean up here. No, I'm not creeping Jolly Mammoth. That wouldn't make sense. I don't know what I'm creeping. I'm creeping something. I wrote down my notes somewhere. We're just gonna Plasma Fist and we're gonna end the game. GG's Dr. Slacking. Thankfully, we were able to bounce back. We moved to 4-2 instead of 3-3, which is so much better. Very, very happy about that, for sure. I probably talk about it on the team. I haven't recorded the team builder yet. I'll keep it a buck. And I probably have it written down in my notes. I'm gonna look at that before we leave. But again, GG's Dr. Slacking. If you guys haven't checked him out, he's by far one of my favorite channels to watch on YouTube. He's extremely analytical. He's really interesting to watch as well. Just like, he's still a vibrant personality while still being very analytical and helping you learn and things like that. Hold on, let me check the Zera. Oh, I was creeping +1 Necro, creeping Nidoqueen. That's what I was. So it was Necro. Alright, well, again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. If you're new here, drop a sub. Help us push towards 600. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.